China's war on particulate air pollution is causing more severe ozone pollution. According to the new research, there was so much particulate matter in the smog around Chinese cities that it helped to quell ozone production by acting as a sponge that collected chemical radicals. A stationary bike workout is a low-impact workout that uses smooth movements to strengthen bones and joints without putting much pressure on them. Because your feet don't lift off the pedals with a stationary bike, this option is kinder to your joints, but it still provides a challenging and effective workout. The most obvious change is that 46% of college undergraduates are now women. When I went there, it was only the third year that women had been admitted, and then seemingly grudgingly, about 70% of students were male, and if there was a woman tutor she must have been a male impersonator. Scholars deliberate on the importance of attending the theater as a civic event that was linked to the political and cultural accomplishments of Athens. By scrutinizing archaeological findings and examining contemporary art forms such as pottery decoration, a vivid depiction of ancient Greek theater is created. Becoming an actor demands dedication, bravery, and a natural inquisitiveness. Throughout your training, you'll gain insights into effective rehearsal preparation, rehearsal techniques, and how to employ self-driven and proactive methods to deliver your finest performances, both on stage and in front of the camera. Researchers discovered a correlation between higher relationship satisfaction and increased neural synchronization in couples while watching marriage-related clips. However, it remains unclear whether this synchronization arises from shared brain activity due to similar behaviors or if couples naturally develop it over time.
The sun is a powerful source of energy. The sun is a powerful source of energy. The deadline for assignments is the 4th of February. The deadline for assignments is the 4th of February. Effective teamwork is crucial for the success of any project. Effective teamwork is crucial for the success of any project. She's doing a master's degree by distance learning. She's doing a master's degree by distance learning. The campus library will be closed during the winter break. The campus library will be closed during the winter break. The program is for technical and scientific students. The program is for technical and scientific students. You can drop or add your courses online during the registration week. You can drop or add your courses online during the registration week. The framework will help pose more research questions systematically. The framework will help pose more research questions systematically. Mary felt happy when she learned the results of the election. Mary felt happy when she learned the results of the election.
The subject is complex and difficult to explain. The subject is complex and difficult to explain. The information you need for this meeting is on the website. The information you need for this meeting is on the website. Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late.
There is a picture, sort of artist's impression, before the space age of what Venus might be like on its surface, and so this was looking at the planet Venus. It was science fiction and science fact all the way up to 56, before the start of the space age, but it wasn't completely disproved, this idea of a really sort of lush environment on Venus until 1967, which is when the first measurements in detail were done at Venus. So Mariner 4 and Mariner 5 confirmed the feeling from an earlier space mission that in fact, the surface of Venus was not like this at all, but extremely hot and also that the clouds were made of sulfuric acid, so there wasn't a nice water cycle like is going on in this picture, and so, that it had to wait for these in situ measurements by spacecraft to actually do that, and so Venus turned out not to be quite as Earth-like as we thought, and I'll sort of tell you about some of the latest results from Venus Express, which they actually there are some Earth-like features, but to a large extent, it's not like the Earth. Okay, so a brief comparison between
Wilson came then from a different world, and he became the focal point of a broad mainstream American culture that thought that modern literature and wanted modern literature to be able to be read and appreciated by ordinary people. They were not modernists in an abstract sense, and certainly some of them, like T.S. Eliot and Faulkner, were too difficult for some of their writings to be read by ordinary people, but this was a world before the division between the brows or between elite or whatever had established itself as part of our consciousness. Wilson was a major player in the successful effort of his generation to establish at the heart of American life an innovative literature that would equal the great cultures of Europe. And he knew that the great cultures of Europe were there. He was not a product of a narrow American studies kind of training at all. He joined a high artistic standard with an openness to all experience and a belief that literature was as much a part of life for everyone as conversation. He thought that Proust and Joyce and Yeats and Eliot could and should be read by ordinary Americans, and helped that to happen. Wilson was a very various man over a period of almost 50 years. He was a literary journalist, an investigative reporter, a brilliant memoirist, and a dedicated journal keeper. How do you describe a line that segments a circle? How do you describe a line that segments a circle? Chord. What is the study of religion called? What is the study of religion called? Theology. What do people usually use to cut food in the plate? What do people usually use to cut food in the plate? Knife. What is the term used to describe a period of 7 days? What is the term used to describe a period of 7 days? Week. What is the opposite of dangerous? What is the opposite of dangerous? Safe. If a driver drives the car, what does a pilot do to the plane? If a driver drives the car, what does a pilot do to the plane? Fly or flies.